Hi, this is Paz from Pictures, Noise and Words, and today I'll be counting down my ranking of the studio albums of AC/DC, starting with my least favourite and ending with my number one album. This might be all over the place and you might not disagree. There's a lot of opinions about AC/DC on the internet, lots of rankings, so we'll see what annoys you and what doesn't. This will include the demo or the Jailbreak EP, because that was my introduction to AC/DC. I heard that and that was it. I was sold, and because it holds such a dear place in my metal soul, I thought it had to be included in here. Can't remember playing it to death, but because it had such a profound effect, it won't be first on the list. What is first on the list is one. I think it's the only one I don't own a physical copy of, and when I do, I hope I find it for £1 in a bargain bin somewhere. And that is 2014's Rock or Bust. That's their latest one. I've got it digitally, but my opinion was when I first listened to it, and still is, it's alright. It's an AC/DC album, going through the motions. It feels like a couple of decent ones. Rock or Bust and Play Ball were okay, but the whole thing seems a little bit pedestrian, by the numbers, and the first 10 riffs they could probably chuck out in an afternoon. There's no Malcolm Young. I don't think he's playing much on it, is it? I think is Malcolm Young's lack of input is evident on here. It's also quite short as well, only about 35 minutes, which is, even for AC/DC standards, is not a lot. It also came back on the back of Black Ice, where you got 15 tracks, where they seem to throw the kitchen sink at that one. And this one afterwards just seemed more like a bit of a step down, a bit of a got to release an album. Yeah, not great. Next, and I grew up listening to AC/DC, so this might be a bit of a gush fest. And as far as I'm concerned, from now on, there's not really that many bad albums. Well, they haven't done any bad albums after this, after Rock or Bust. Just ones that I like at different degrees of likability. I've gone off on one. Never mind. Next on the list then is 1988's Blobby video. Will that stand up there? I need to get that a bit higher. I say nothing wrong with this, and when I was at school, it was the album to get. Some great songs on here. Heat Seeker, That's the Way You Want to Rock and Roll is great. Mean Streak, Go Zone, Nick of Time. Not much wrong with it, but if I want my AC/DC fix, I don't tend to come back to this very often. I saw them on this tour actually. Went to Birmingham NEC. What a great gig that was. Love that. Played all my favourite songs. I think they still do. And the new stuff fit right in. Yeah, not a bad album. Not the first one I go to when I want some AC/DC, but some really strong highlights on it. Next, one that I really liked when it came out, but it's not aged well for me. It just needs a bit more behind it. If all the faster ones on here, or the ones with a bit of an edge to them, are on Stiff Upper Lip, then I think it's be a lot better. What's the year? Was it 2000? 2000 Stiff Upper Lip. But it's alright. You got Stiff Upper Lip's pretty good. House of Jazz I really like. Satellite Blues is alright. Safe in New York City. Din, 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 din. That sounds like bad news, to be honest. All in all, another solid AC/DC album. Not much wrong with it. And a few highlights. I'm liking it a lot more than this one when it came out. Yeah, not bad album. I certainly didn't think it was as good as the one that preceded it, which is next on my list, which is Ballbreaker from '95. Did like this. I what I did like about it was the change of tone to a more bluesy rock from the sort of bluesy metal of the Razor's Edge, which came before it. Caught Your Pants Down. I've always liked that one. Hard as a Rock's good. The Fura, Hail Caesar, and Burning Alive. All really strong stuff. And the title track Ballbreaker is really good. I wish they'd play more of these live. Because when you hear them live, it's a bit more oomph than the Rick Rubin production, which is quite sparse. These songs really work. Yeah, not a bad effort that. Next on my list is 81. 81's For Those About a Rock. I think I'll just double check that. 81, yeah. The one that had to follow Black in Black. Yeah, it's a losing battle if there ever was one. But there's still some good stuff on it. The title track, obviously. Put the Finger on You is really good. Let's Get It Up. Let's get it up. Inject the Venom. It's pretty good. Evil Looks is good. All in all, song for song, doesn't really stack up against this and some of the others. Like I say, I think it suffered from trying to follow Black in Black too soon. Yeah, I think if they left this till 1982, give themselves another 6 to 8 months of coming up with new material, I think this would have been a lot better. But I think it's still quite revered in the AC/DC fan circles. I say there's not much. There's not much wrong with it, and there's sort of some great cuts in it, especially the title track, which I still think they play to this day for the end. Because when I saw them live, they played that at the end, and the 2 huge cannons that shot fireworks out. Fantastic. Next on my list, Dirty D's Done Dirt Cheap. Strange on this, because I didn't like it when I first got hold of this. It says 1976, but I think it came out a bit later than that, or came available later than that. This, for me, this is a bit of a mixed bag, but I think the strong songs on here, or the highlights in here, are so strong that it elevates it above stuff like that and Ballbreaker. Dirty D's obviously a great song. Problem Child, it's on this, is really good. Ride On and Squealer, 2 of my favourite AC/DC songs. But stuff like Ain't No Fun Waiting Around to Be a Millionaire, there's going to be some rocking, Love at First Feel, take them and leave it. So yeah, a bit of a mixed bag, but what is strong on here, it is really strong, and some of my favourite AC/DC tracks are on here. Next we have 2005. I can't read it. It's black on a black background. 2008. Black Ice. I wasn't expecting much from this when it came out. I thought, another AC/DC album. Got the album. I'm really impressed. After how many years, they still managed to surprise me with the great albums. Regular complaints about this is it's too long, but you take out what you want, and I guess I guess I know where they're coming from, but I didn't mind that at all. And I think the last 4 or 5 songs on here are really strong. It's the first third that's a bit of a mixed bag for me, but it's got Skies on Fire, War Machine, really like them. The title track on this is very underrated. I love that song. She Likes Rock and Roll, Money Made, really good, strong AC/DC album here, and so it's late in their career as well. That has to be applauded. It's like a badge against my jump print. Yeah, And also, if you've not seen them touring on this at River Plate in Argentina, go and check it out on YouTube. Amazing, crazy Argentinians in the audience. Next, we have 1990s, The Razor's Edge. The album that arguably put AC/DC back on the map. It took them 5 years to follow this up. Anyway, I remember Thunderstruck coming out, and it was the song to listen to. It's such a strong song, and still now, I've still not got tired of listening to that, and I still really enjoy it every time Thunderstruck comes on, wherever I may be hearing it. Fire Guns is also strong. Razor's Edge is good, and the last one, If You Dare, I think is really strong on here as well. 12 tracks, not all of them hit home for me. Mistress for Christmas, I don't need to hear that again. Shot of Love, no. Let's Make It, all a bit unmemorable, but it's got some really strong cuts on here, well produced, a bit of a shot in the arm for AC/DC, which is what they needed at the time. I think this is after Blobby video. I think they did Who Made Who after that, I think, which is more of a compilation. So this was a good comeback, and set the band up for being a huge metal rock and roll leviathans they ended up being. So next is a controversial choice, but I really liked it and still like it. Fly on the Wall. Suffers a lot from a weird production where Brian Johnson is sort of has so much reverb on his voice that you actually miss him a little bit, and it's often seen as a low point for the band. But I really like the songs on it. Maybe it's the time I listened to it, the age I was. But Fly on the Wall, Shake Your Foundations, First Blood, Danger, Sink the Pink. That's half the album. Every one of them is really top draw tunes. Playing with Girls, good groove. Back in business again. Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, fantastic. I really like it, and I will defend it. It's okay, it's not brilliant. The production is not great, and there's a remastered version, I think, where it sounds a lot better. But I think this is a really good, solid AC/DC album in their discography, just for songs alone. Next we have their debut, High Voltage. What can you say about this that hasn't been said already? It's a long way to the top. If you want a rock and roll singer, The Jack, Livewire. Wow, I love Livewire. TNT, really strong. High Voltage, title track, really strong. The band laying out their stall, and they get so much right on it that why, and they end up not really changing it at all, ever. They hit a home run and never stopped. Yeah, regularly revisit that one because it's some classic tracks on there. The next one, another controversial one. Mainly because of how low down it is. And that's Highway to Hell. I mean, we've reached the realms of there's no bad AC/DC albums now. It's just the degrees of how much I like them. A lot of people's favourites. But I think Highway to Hell, maybe heard it too many times. I remember back in the day listening to that and it didn't blow me away at all. But good song. Girls Got the Room's pretty good. Touch Too Much is class. Beating Around the Bush is fun. Shot Down in Flames is absolutely brilliant. Get It Hot, brilliant. If You Want Blood, brilliant. But the last two tracks, they're alright. Again, it's the highlights elevate it with the ones that say the last two, which you can take or leave, to be honest. Not always the first AC/DC album I reach for these days when I want my AC/DC fix. But like I say, that heart of this album, where you've got Touch Too Much, Beating Around the Bush, Shut Down in Flames, Get It Hot, and If You Want Blood, really, really say, show how much class there is in this album. Like I say, there's no bad ones now. It's just how much degrees of how much I like them. Next is 74 Jailbreak. This one got me into AC/DC, and I've not looked back since. I just think it's wonderful. The Jailbreak, one of their finest songs in my opinion. They're top 5 AC/DC songs bar none. You Ain't Got a Hold on Me, Show Business, Soul Stripper. A bit like Squealer. It's probably one of the reasons why I like Squealer. I just love that groove they've got. Baby Please Don't Go, great version of that. Show Business, quite happy to listen to. When I'm listening to the whole thing, I can put up with it. I won't put Show Business on just to have a listen to Show Business. But yeah, highly revered, because it means so much to me. That worth listening to for Jailbreak and Soul Stripper alone. Next, here we are into the top 4, and I see I've just done Dio's ranking, and Strange Highways, I said is one of not only Dio's but one of Metal's underrated albums, and I think 83's Flick the Switch can be also put in that category. I love this. Absolutely, there's nothing wrong with this album at all for me. Rising Power, House is on Fire, Flick the Switch, brilliant song. Guns for Hire, Nervous Shakedown, Landslide, Bedlam in Belgium, Brain Shake. It's just brilliant. It's a bit of a rougher production than the two that preceded it, like Black in Black and For Those About to Rock. I think they did it themselves rather than getting somebody else in. But I really like that. I like the rougher production. Big guitars, big sound, great songs. This gets regular spins from me, especially the first 6 on here. Top draw AC/DC for me. And Brian Johnson's still in fine fettle on this third album. Love the cover art, simple cover art as well. It just looks like a pencil drawing. Next, we're into the top 3. Famous Back in Black, sorry. Don't need to explain much about this. I mean, it's got 2-3 songs that I don't need to hear ever again. Those are You Shook Me All Night Long, Shoot to Thrill, and Back in Black. But I should not detract from how much I loved this when it first came out. Well, when I first heard it, I listened to it, I think it's about 83, 84, when I first started getting into metal. But it's all the other songs as well that, I mean, Hell's Bells is brilliant, but What You Do for Money, Have a Drink on Me, Shake a Leg, love all of that stuff. Even though I've heard the others far too many times. I think the other songs on this album are still class, which is why it did really well. Apart from the, you get the big songs in Hell's Bells. I mean, what a wonderful song that is. And I wish Hollywood, they always seem to pick songs from here when they need a bit of a rocking stuff, but what about stuff from here? Or they've done so many good songs. Why do they keep picking the same ones from this? Oh god, here we go, another AC/DC Back in Black song again. That's because it's easy. Right, top 2. This one, 1978's Power Age. I love all of this. Not a single weak moment on it. Rock and Roll Damnation, Down Payment Blues, Riff Raff, Sin City, Gone Shooting, Up to My Neck in You, Kicked in the Teeth, which is basically a rewrite of the riff of Let There Be Rock, but I still really like it. I think the way it charges along, and the lyrics are always really good. Bon Scott in fine form on this one. Not much wrong with that at all. Like I say, this the number one and the last 3 or 4 are fairly interchangeable to be honest. But I think this gets overlooked unfairly, in my opinion, with Black in Black and especially Highway to Hell. I think this for song, this is stronger than Highway to Hell. More bluesy, really well produced, more straightforward. The song's just amazing on here. Power Age, love that album, and quite well thought of in AC/DC by AC/DC fans, I think, as a underrated gem, and it's wonderful. Right, and number one, AC/DC fans have probably worked out which it is, and that's what's the year? 1977's Let There Be Rock. I did have this on tape, because when I was over in Poland I managed to buy it for 5 Polish whatever it is. Played it to death, and that had Crabsody in blue on it, which I enjoyed, but they got CD and it's got Problem Child in it instead. But Go Down, Dog Eat Dog, Let There Be Rock, Bad Boy Boogie, Problem Child, Overdose, love that, Hell Ain't a Bad Place to Be, and then Whole Lot of Rosie. This tends to be the album, if I want my AC/DC fix, that I get out first. I just think all the songs are strong, no weak moments on it at all, and songs that aren't just your 3-minute rock and roll songs. I mean, you got Whole Lot of Rosie and Let There Be Rock. You know, we're talking 6 minutes here. Lots of superb soloing from Angus. Bon Scott on top of his game. Really exciting stuff. So there we have it. My number one album by AC/DC. To one of the bands I was into growing up. There's 3, because my 2 mates at school also liked metal. We were called the Grebs. I liked Iron Maiden. One of my friends liked Van Halen, and one of my other friends liked AC/DC. We used to swap all our albums and stuff like that. So AC/DC, Iron Maiden, Van Halen, that early indoctrined listening when I first got into metal. So I've always got a special place in my metal soul for AC/DC. So as you can probably guess, hopefully I'll do a Van Halen one and an Iron Maiden one in the near future. But other than that, yeah, share your thoughts down below. What do you think of Flick of the Switch? Is it too high on my list? Too low? Should it be higher than that? What do you think of Power Age? Yeah, let me know. See you now.